Hey you guys, before I got into the video, I just wanted to talk briefly about my new ebook, Zodiac Signs Sex Language. Whether you're looking to improve your sex life and your dating life, or if you're just looking to expand your knowledge about astrology, this is definitely the right book for you. This book is meant to help you improve your sex life, your dating life, and your love life, your relationships, and to spice it up in the bedroom if need be, or to just once again help you learn more about astrology. So if you're interested in any of these things, if you're interested in learning about the different love languages and the different sex languages of the zodiac signs, definitely look into getting this book, Zodiac Signs Sex Language, written by me, edited by me, and designed by me, Lamarr Townsend. So you can purchase this ebook on my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com, or you can purchase it on Amazon, on the Amazon Kindle ebook store, all right? Or just amazon.com. All right, into the video we go. Thank you for listening and watching. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. A whole game full of Lil Pump. Alright, if you don't know who Lil Pump is, he is a Colombian American rapper, best known for his little song called Gucci Gang. It's actually not a little song, it's a huge song. I believe that was a Billboard Hot 100 chart topper. Alright, so he is young, alright, younger than me at least, and maybe younger than a lot of you watching. So thank you for listening and watching this video on Lil Pump, where I talk about his birth chart and do a little psychic reading. I do have cards, so I might pull cards, but I have to say I'm not the hugest fan of Lil Pump. It's nothing personal. I like his music, clearly. I like, Gucci Gang. I like, I don't want to name the song that I referenced earlier, other than Gucci Gang, because it's not very, ad friendly, I'll say. But, it's a cute song, I guess. But speaking of cute, Lil Pump is cute, and I dig his swag, alright. And I want to see why I dig him so much. I don't know much about his music other than, what I've seen. All right. This is so good, by the way. I love this. Other than what I've seen, but, let's get into it. Let's see why, Lil Pump is so hot right now. So Lil Pump was born on August 17th, 2000, and you can look this up yourself. All right, I did my own little research, and I found out that he was born August 17th, 2000. Gazzy Garcia is his real name. Okay, and so yes, he was born August 17th, 2000, which makes him a Leo sun with his moon in Pisces. So let's talk about the sun in Leo. So Leo is the only zodiac sign ruled by the sun. And because of that, Leos are very special. Now, the sun has a very, very important role in human life and life in general on Earth. The sun, supports life. It brings things to life. It brings people to life. A lot of people love the sun. They bathe in it. They tan. Some people don't like it so much. They tend to shy away from it. They protect themselves from the sun. So the interesting thing is that Leo's being the only zodiac sign ruled by the sun, and the sun sign rules our public image and how we deal with the public, which is why we tend to think that our sun sign is the only sign that we are, but really we're a totality of a birth chart, which is what this reading is right here. By the way, if you would like your own personal birth chart reading, contact me on my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. But, being that Leo's the only zodiac sign ruled by the sun, Leos tend to have a very strange love-hate relationship at times with the public, or the public can have a strange love-hate relationship with them. So, and we've probably seen this in Lil Pump's life already, and I hate to call him Lil Pump. That's his name, Lil Pump. Like I said, I don't follow him, but maybe as fans, you've seen this already play out in his life, where the public maybe a large portion of the general public loves him, but there's that section of people who just can't stand him for whatever reason. They may have some prejudice against him or something like that. They may think, why is he even a star? And it's, first of all, it was in the stars for him as a Leo. Okay, Leo is the star of the zodiac. The sun is one of the biggest stars in our solar system. Okay, the sun is a star. So, with that being said, Lil Pump is a star, and he was probably always a star from the very beginning at a young age. He was destined to be a leader of the people, all right? Now, the sun rules creativity. It rules our connection to our higher purpose, our life purpose, our higher self. It also rules our general relationships with children. It rules romance and romantic relationships. Now, I did notice a theme in a lot of Lil Pump's music and his image and some of the stuff he posts on Instagram and all that types of stuff, honey. I noticed that he talks a lot about romance and romantic relationships and wanting to have sex with certain women and certain people, So I think this is a theme that we'll always see in his music, where he'll always be, very, and very straightforward with it too, about what he likes, what he doesn't like in love and relationships, with sex and things like that. That's Leo. They're very blunt. Leos are a fire sign, and Leos, the interesting thing about them is that they're also very expressive. They're very dramatic. They love flair. They love fashion. They love to, it's like a Leo walks in the room and a Leo's in the room. That's Lil Pump, But it's interesting because his moon is in Pisces. Now, moon in Pisces. Well, let's think about this. So, whereas the sun sign is ourself, in public, the moon sign is ourself behind closed doors. All right. So, Pisces is ruled by Jupiter and Neptune, mainly ruled by Neptune. And Neptune rules our solitude, soul growth, our secrets, okay? And those types of things, all right? Neptune is, a very deep planet, all right? It's a very, it's a planet that is focused on growing, on a soul level. It's a planet that's focused on individual soul growth. Now, with Pisces also being ruled by Jupiter, Jupiter rules, expansion. It rules the ability to be open-minded and tolerant, okay? It rules, creativity, Jupiter. Neptune also rules creativity. Neptune actually also rules the arts and music. So like I was saying, it was always destined in Lil Pump's life and the stars for him to be a star, whether it was in music, acting, I feel intuitively that he's always had a knack for music, especially with his moon being in Pisces. The moon tends to be where we create, like the sun in astrology is like the ego self, the child outside who needs that instant gratification, and then the moon sign is more so the inner child, the child inside of us that likes to come out and create every now and then, that likes to come out and express itself every now and then, right? The moon sign rules, emotional self-expression. It rules emotional instincts. It rules the relationship to the mother. It rules our emotional reactions as well, and our sense of emotional security. So Jupiter also rules taboo, okay, so that explains, in a lot of his lyrics, his ability to go taboo, okay, and, I would venture to say maybe in his lyrics he may be very spiritual as well in a lot of ways, because, Neptune is all about spirituality. Neptune does rule spirituality and the metaphysical, so he may be spiritual and not even realize it, especially during his younger years, from now probably into his, like, late 20s, I would probably say. But the thing about Pisces as well is that they're super duper wise. So I feel like on one end, and I would love to see what his rising sign is, and we'll get a little bit, into the rest of his chart here in a minute. On one end, I do feel like Lil Pump is, very fun, and that's that Leo sun, right? Very fun, funny, self-expressive, not afraid to, say certain things, not afraid to rile up certain emotions within people, probably with that moon in Pisces. But with that moon in Pisces as well, we have to remember Neptune is all about soul growth and solitude. So I think there's a a very serious side to Lil Pump as well that we have either yet to see or that we probably will see in the coming future. I would venture to say as he gets a little bit older and has certain life experiences, okay? Pisces is the wise sage, I would also say that maybe people actually go to Pump. Can I call him Pump? Can I call you Pump? All right. I would venture to say people may go to Pump, for advice, actually. He may be a really good person that gives advice. And speaking of advice, let's get into his Mercury sign here. Now, his Mercury is in Leo as well. So, Leo is, like I was saying, all about passion and, fervor and saying things bluntly, not holding back, right? And, Leo, Mercury in Leo, this is also someone who can be very expressive in their communication. Mercury rules communication, intellect, the mind. This is how we formulate our thoughts. This is how we like to communicate. This is where his writing comes from, when it comes to his writing, whether he works with other people or he writes himself, his own music, if he does work with people, intuitively I do get him being a part of the process. Some artists aren't a part of their writing process. I do feel like he's in the studio being like, I don't like that line. Can we change it to this? Something like that. Like, he's very sharp. That's that Mercury in Leo. Mercury is how we formulate our thoughts, how we communicate. So Leos can be very blunt. Leos can be very arrogant, all right, at times. So he can definitely probably be a little bit arrogant, or a lot of bit arrogant. And we can see that pretty much in his music and his social media and stuff like that. But, one thing I will say is that I feel intuitively as well that when it comes, we may see a completely different side of him when he's around children or when he has children of his own, all right, or when he's with his family, and like specifically the children in his family. Remember, Leo rules children and childhood, so Leos tend to be super duper good with children or just anyone who has prominent Leo in their chart. Leos also tend to be very childlike themselves, so most likely, Lil Pump may, on one hand, be like a child who never grew up, or have like kind of like a Peter Pan syndrome where it's like he seems to not grow up in certain ways, or he just seems to stay young in a lot of ways, so it can, go either or with the Leo, but Leos are just very childlike and innocent and fun, They like to play pranks and stuff like that. So, especially Mercury in Leo, he probably loves to crack jokes and all that type of stuff. Now, his Venus is in Virgo, and Virgo is an earth sign ruled by Mercury as well. And like I was saying, Mercury rules communication, intellect, and the mind. So Venus is how we actually, approach romance and romantic relationships, okay? Venus rules, how we form relationships in general, how we make our money, what we like to spend our money on. So when it comes to these things, actually Lil Pump is very serious, very astute, very detailed, okay? He's very focused on his money. He likes to know where his money goes, I sense intuitively. He plays, deep, detailed attention to his money. And when it comes to forming relationships and romantic relationships and friendships, he's very serious. He's very, when you're in his presence, I do get the sense that, he may joke with you, he may laugh with you, he may, he's going to make you feel a part of the team. And that's that, Moon in Pisces, Sun in Leo. But at the same time with his Venus in Virgo, he's definitely paying attention to you. He's definitely taking in everything that you say, taking in everything that you do, and making a case about you, if that makes sense. That's that Venus in Virgo. Loyalty is very important with Venus and Virgo, is an equal amount of give and take. He's not the type of person who will give, and you aren't going to give anything back. You have to, when it comes to him, loyalty is, just as much as you do and as much as you show up and continue to show up, if that makes sense, with his Venus in Virgo. Now, this can be the same thing for love. He may like a partner, a woman, who is, homely, who likes to take care of the family, who may be very matronly or, the perfect housewife, because Virgo is, rules, or it's ruled by the Virgin. So in a lot of ways he can be very pure, or see sex or love or relationships as pure, or he expects that from his partners, okay, his relationships and things like that. He expects people to abide by the sanctity and the purity of relationship, forming a relationship with him, romantic or otherwise. Okay, so he's very I almost want to say Machiavellian. He's very like, here's what I'll say. Like, if he were the type of person who, you needed, $1,000 to pay your rent, in 3 months consecutively, and he gave to you without, remorse, if he called you up, a month later, or a year later and said, hey, I need you to come to this event, or I need you to do this for me, he would expect you to do that for him because of all that he did for you, without hesitation, like, and that's very important for him. And that's important for any earth sign, such things as reliability, consistency, and things like that, that's what a Virgo really, really cares about. My rising sign is in Virgo, and I also want to say Venus is where we tend to create, as well. So when it comes to creating, he creates in a lot of ways for money. He's very money focused, money conscious, smart when it comes to money, smart when it comes to business, but he's also smart on another level where he just kind of understands what sells. Okay, so let's move to his Mars. His Mars is in Leo. He has a lot of Leo energy. Oh my goodness. His Mars is in Leo. So Mars is masculine energy. Mars is how we assert ourselves. Mars is how we go about getting what we want. Mars is, how we express our raw energy, how we express our sexuality. So once again, here we have that Leo energy, which is all about flair, dramatic. So he definitely knows how to put on a show. He definitely knows how to tell a story, okay? And he definitely knows how to tell it mainly from a male perspective, okay? But with Leo, it's about, experience. So with experience comes wisdom, all right? So I would venture to say, of course, and this is with any artist, or you would think it would be with any artist, but as he ages, his lyrics, I feel, will become more, serious. They'll become more culturally aware, all right? They'll become more, in a way, political, I want to say, okay? And this will be from his own doing, okay? With the Mars in Leo, Mercury in Leo, Venus in Virgo, he feels a duty, or he will feel a duty to the people, to, the thing about Leos is that, at the beginning, having that star power, or having power in some way over people, influence over people, it's kind of like an adrenaline rush at first. It's fun, but then at some point it becomes a responsibility, all right? And Leos have the ability to live up to that responsibility day by day, all right? And Lil Pump, is someone who can live up to his responsibility. Now, he's definitely not someone who is a weakling. I would say he's definitely not someone you can walk over or push around. All right, he's definitely someone who speaks up for himself, but he also is someone who is caring and is compassionate. Okay, but can also be a little bit grandiose. Can also maybe like to spend a lot of money, and show off. That's a Leo. All right, period. Now let's jump to his Saturn, because Saturn is the relationship with the father. Saturn is our career, profession, and status in society. All right, and it is also our sense of responsibility and duty. So his Saturn is actually in Gemini, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury. All right, Gemini is symbolized by the twins, and Mercury, like I was saying, rules communication, intellect, and the mind. So I will say that Gemini, when it comes to them, they are great with communication. Mercury is great at communication. Anything that involves mass media, definitely, music, entertainment, the music industry definitely falls under mass media. Works for him, okay? Anything that allows him to express himself, express his ideas, get words off of his chest, get his ideas off of his chest, bounce ideas off of other people, is good for him. I think he's really in the right field for himself. The stars were aligned for him to be exactly where he is. Saturn in Gemini is all about having a career that allows you to speak, that allows you to communicate with the public, that allows you to express yourself openly, creatively, just how you please. So he's really found a sweet spot. I will say that I think, over time, though, he will probably, work maybe more behind the scenes, writing for other people, writing for, like, movies or something like that. Or putting other people on, okay, actually. So let's pull some cards for Lil Pump and see what the cards have to say about Lil Pump. Alright, may the angels protect us, you watching this video, and Lil Pump and his team if they're watching. Hey Lil Pump, you are a cutie, and if you were bisexual or gay, I would probably, at the very least, talk to you, for sure. I'm not that easy, but hey. I am a sucker for creativity. Alright. My 7th house is in Pisces. So what do the cards say about Lil Pump? And he has dreads. Did you guys know that? If you didn't know who he was. So let's see what the cards say about Lil Pump. The world. The world is about coming full circle. Spiritual growth. Insight. Alright. I feel like he has come full circle in a lot of ways in his life. I don't feel like he has to want for anything. Alright, I feel like his family's taken care of. I feel like he takes care of a lot of people in his life. And I feel like that makes him feel good. He may donate to charities or something like that. Doing good makes him feel good, I feel. Here's the Page of Pentacles. So I do feel like he's learning the ropes, learning more about the industry, learning more about, things behind the scenes, different avenues, ways of making money, okay? So that's great. The Queen of Cups, which is about the relationship with the mother. So the relationship with the mother, I'm wondering if he also has siblings, a sister, something like that. Could be a bit strained at this time. Maybe the mother's going through emotional turmoil or some type of emotional situation at this time. Alright, here is the Knight of Cups. Interesting. The Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is always a water sign. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So this could be him, since he is a Pisces moon. Or it could be someone around him. Alright, the Knight of Cups. This could be maybe a deal that went wrong. A deal that got, snatched off the table for some reason. Maybe whether this was Pump who, snatched the deal off the table and said no deal, or the other person. I feel like maybe they didn't see eye to eye. It does feel like Pump has a certain trajectory, an idea of the trajectory of where he wants his career to go. And maybe, there are people behind him who want him to go in a separate direction. So he may separate with management, separate with, people that back him, certain people that back him, alright? Moving forward. The Seven of Cups is about making decisions, multiple decisions to make, alright? There's a lot going on in these cards. I feel like he has a lot of people to answer to, a lot of people to take care of, not only his family, but also people on payroll. So Lil Pump is a busy little 17-year-old, so I would say, when he gets a chance, slow down, take a vacation if you can a little bit, even if it's for a few days, alright? You have to put you first, for sure, alright? Be careful of the people around you, alright? I feel like you may be very generous, especially with the women around you, alright? And if that's what you're into, then that's cool, but sometimes that attracts even more kind of leeches, I would hate to say, so. But Pump is Very intuitive. That's not surprising considering, he's a moon in Pisces, alright? And a Leo. Leos are super duper intuitive. Like I was saying, Leo is ruled by the sun. The sun rules our connection to our higher self, our higher purpose, right? So, he is very intuitive. He does, at times play stupid, alright? He is smarter than he looks, smarter than he seems. When it seems like he doesn't know what's going on, he knows exactly what's going on. All right, he is good at playing the game. He is playing the game. He knows how to play the game, or the people behind him, are teaching him how to play the game. But I feel like he's doing good for the community. He's someone who seeks to do good for the community. Um, and this is someone who I think, if given the opportunity to really be themselves, could not only do some amazing things and make some amazing changes for the world, but also to be honest with you, I've seen the cards make some amazing changes for hip hop as well. Okay, for the ability for other people to be themselves as well. So I see good things around Lil Pump. All right, I kind of see a cult following, already building around him. But his following is really what is going to catapult him to stable success. All right, if that makes sense. So he has a very strong following around him. He takes care of a lot of people. I would say, also maybe, to be honest, and I'm not being funny, look into getting a therapist, just so you have someone to kind of unload yourself onto as well. And I hate to say it like that, but I do feel like, once again, I was saying he gives good advice, so with that, people may come to him a lot for advice, may come to him a lot for other things than advice, resources, money, things like that. And may have a tendency to unload their problems, their issues onto him. So he needs that kind of thing in his life, and it doesn't need to be a manager, anyone that that's involved with his money or his work, his career in any way. He needs someone who's kind of like completely separate from that world to talk to, who is a licensed professional. So I wouldn't, family's great, like an uncle, a father figure's great, but like a therapist I feel like is even better, because they'll be able to pull out that gunk pump, okay, that's, that they'll be able to pull out that gunk. Okay, so if you want a personal reading, Pump, contact me because I'm getting too deep, honey. Contact me for a personal reading at LamarrTownsendTarot.com. I'd love to read for you, okay? I really, really would. And yeah, thank you guys for checking out my video, my birth chart reading and psychic reading on the Lil Pump. Now I get why I like him so much. He's actually a good guy. He's a great guy, first of all, and I love good guys, actually. Like, I love genuinely good guys, right? He's also super duper creative, alright? And he's self-expressive. He's not afraid to say it how it is, say how he feels. So I get it now, alright? Let me go follow him on Instagram and go listen to more of his music, okay? Love you guys, love and light. If you would like your own birth chart reading, psychic tarot reading, or more from me, contact me on my website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. I do individual birth chart readings, compatibility birth chart readings, where I look at the overall compatibility between you and another person. Love compatibility birth chart readings, where I focus on the love aspects, such as the Venus, the 7th house, the 5th house, the Moon, the Mars, the Mercury, the so on and so forth, okay? I also do business birth chart readings because, yes, your business has its own horoscope. The day your business was established was the day your business was born. So, Pump, if you would like a business birth chart reading, contact me. Or you, watcher, who's not Pump, contact me. Also, I do birth chart readings for children. So, if you would like a psychic tarot reading, I do so many different types. I do email, phone, and Skype, which are more expensive, and video, which is me recording myself doing your reading like this and sending it back to you via Google Drive, and so much more. So check all of those out on my website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, okay? And stay in school, kids, and stay sober, okay? I do not support drugs in this video. Alright? Even though I like that song. Alright? Love and light. And stay safe. Hey guys, thank you for listening and watching. Please hit the like button, share with your friends and your family, and also please subscribe, of course. And if you're interested in my ebook, check out my ebook, purchase it on my website or on Amazon. I would also love it if you would follow me on my social media, Facebook and Instagram. Until next time, thank you guys for listening and watching, and I'll catch you in the next video, alright?